Hello friends and neighbors, this is Hank Pickering with Backwoodz Kustomwerx, here with another tool review. This week's review is the Mittler Brothers 36-inch bead roller with a Pro Racer and Restoration Kit. It's going to be part number 200-36NV-K. Now what drew me to this bead roller when I was ready to make a purchase for an industrial grade bead roller was the heavy duty motor on it and the 36-inch deep throat on it. This will allow me to do pickup beds, body panels that usually I would not be able to do, or I'd have to do in several different pieces of metal and then weld them together to make it fit. I've owned a Woodward bead welder in the past and it worked great to kind of get started on, but really required two different people that knew how to bead roll in order to make a proper panel. It'd take one person to turn the handle that knew when to speed up and when to slow down, and your other person working the metal to turn it around the corners and curves. Mittler offers a ton of different bead roller styles and setups to pretty much do anything you need to do with it. On this video, we're going to review the step die, the 1/4 inch round, the 3/8 flat, the stencil die, and the tubing radius die. When you're doing any type of automotive restoration or anything like that, your step die is really going to be your workhorse. It's going to build up the perimeter of your panels, and also it'll allow you to step the edges of the panels to spot weld two pieces together to give it that seamless flush look. This is the one you'll find yourself using quite a bit, and it comes in several different depths of steps. The one I tend to use most often is a 16th inch. The round dies are probably the ones I use next most frequently to the step dies. They have them in several different sizes. I typically use the 3/8 on most panels I work with, especially floor pans and firewalls. But you've also got 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. 1/4 inch works real well to get a little bit of depth in the product, but also fits in tight spaces. The 1/2 inch works out real well, especially if you're trying to match something that's already there. It'll kind of add to that. Our next die we're going to be using is square die, and I don't use it that often, but it is pretty handy when you're trying to match an OEM product or match something else existing. And you can get by with some step dies on it, but it's just so much easier if you have the right square dies to where you can roll it seamlessly without having to worry about it. The next die we're going to cover is the tubing radius die. Now, I haven't had a chance to use these a whole lot, but I really do dig them. If you're trying to make a radius edge or go around a piece of tubing, you can put this at the edge of your panel, work it through several different times to get the radius you're looking for, and then either tack it to it or build it up on part of your panel. They have 3 different radius dies on this, and you can use whichever one will kind of suit your style, but I can't wait to use this on projects to come. One thing I wish they would have incorporated in this is a work light, but that was an easy enough fix. I went down to Hobby Lobby and they had one for about 20 bucks with a flexible neck where I could kind of tune it into my work. You definitely want to be able to see your lines when you're starting to roll. This bead roller comes with a heavy-duty industrial motor, an on-off switch, a forward and reverse switch, and a speed adjustment potentiometer. I really don't use the forward and reverse switch that much. I usually just try to go in one direction, but if for some reason you might have an opportunity to booger up a panel, it might be handy for that. The Pro Racer and Restoration Kit came with a handful of dies. I ended up purchasing a few more just on the basis of knowing what I was going to be working with. It came with a stand, and I love these casters. These casters are smooth, they lock easy. A lot of times I'll leave them unlocked to where if I'm working a big panel, I can kind of spin the bead roller along with the panel to get the fit I need. I'm pretty happy with the adjustable foot pedal. It works out pretty good. If I had to do it over again, I probably would have went ahead and got the table, which is an accessory that came with it. The table bolts to it and it folds out of the way. I figured I'd have enough time to kind of build one to suit my needs, but as soon as I got it in the shop, I just got started working with it. Now I'm playing catch up on that. I still might get one in the future, or I may just go ahead and build one. We'll see. I'll let y'all know where we come up with on that. This particular model came in at a pretty high price point. I'm not going to say how much because my wife might be watching this video, but if you're looking to really get serious, and especially if you have a limited amount of help on helping you work the panels, this really is the way to go. I am very happy with this purchase, and I know it's going to be a workhorse and it's going to be a great addition to the shop. But at the same time, if you're looking to get into bead rolling, don't be apprehensive about having to jump in and get a higher line like this. If you have to get a Woodward or a Harbor Freight one to get started with that, kind of learn the basics, and then you can always trade up and move up to a different level. Alright folks, well that's going to wrap up our first tool review. Y'all be sure to click and subscribe. We're going to have more to come. If you happen to have anything particular you'd like to know more about, please leave a comment, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to see all the goings on at Backwoodz Kustomwerx. And y'all remember to be good to each other, and we'll see you on down the road.